See that little light box down there in the Song of the Cebu?
Yeah.
My brother Bob, he plays the guitar. He used to have a couple of those. He made them himself out of Christmas lights. And,
Really?
Yeah, and he hooked them up, and we'd have rock concerts in his room, and he'd turn on those his light boxes.
Wow.
It'd be really funky.
That must have been fun.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I bet that was fun.
Yep.
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 Well, this is the open. Yep. It's pretty much always like this.
But we were still pretty mad at Larry.
Did you know
Oh,
you
look at
can
those
build a
flames.
hut just that quickly? Look at those. Yeah, that was not a very good attempt at fire.
But I remember how impressed we were with it at the time.
At the time.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, everything was impressive at the time. We only had 2 computers and one 2 gigabyte hard drive. I got more than that on my iPod. I could have made this show on my
sad.
iPod.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
So bad? What do you mean
And
not
5
so
times
bad?
that.
Our boat is at the bottom of the
Now,
ocean, and
look,
we're
Bob
stuck on
acts this whole
island,
scene only with his
in the middle
eyes.
of nowhere.
Yeah, he doesn't move a muscle. Look at that.
No, I think it's because the lattice on his body got turned off by
Okay.
mistake,
Well, it's
and
Okay.
that deactivated his body animation.
Can't you see we're...
Either that or we're just real lazy. But this scene is a little, I don't know, maybe this was too sublime for, Act 3.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's funny, though. Did you guys think this was funny? Because I thought it was funny.
I kind of liked it.
Because this
I
is
worked kind
actually
of a
what
little-
happens. You see, here's the thing. This is actually what happens. Now, Robert McKee, in his book Story, who's the godfather of screenwriting, says the fact that it actually happened is the worst possible reason to put something in a movie. So, color us guilty of that. And maybe it's only funny to people, who know the Bible story so well that they think it's funny how accurate this is, even while seeming ridiculous. People who don't know the Bible story so well just think it seems ridiculous, and maybe they don't like it. I don't know.
Well, I think we're just
I
a
thought
little
it was
sensitive
funny.
to critique. Maybe that's
What are you
it
calling
is.
sensitive? So I made this song a little bit too bad, and it had lines in it. I mean, those lines, some people didn't like that, but it also had lines in, I don't love my mom and I don't love my dad. And that didn't go over very well. And
Or I won't go to church and I won't go to school.
yeah, well, that's still in there.
Is it?
It just
Isn't
went
it?
by.
Oh, it just went by where
thought
you're
we took
talking
that
so
out.
much.
Well, that's what a commentary is for. I mean, I hate the commentaries where they don't say anything. You just hear them breathing. That's no fun.
Wait, let's do that for a minute.
Okay, so you can enjoy the song. Mike's going to breathe for you in rhythm with the song.
And then all of us sang like girls.
That was really
I can't quite get up that high.
That was really scary.
So that was me and Kurt and Brian Roberts and who else? Was that it?
I think that's it.
I think that's all, yeah.
Princess at the end. And I had a really bad cold that day too.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I usually have a much better falsetti.
That's
Yeah,
two.
that's-
That's two falsettos.
When we first started laying those
Falsetti
down, it was
wasn't
scary.
falsetti that
Yeah.
falsetti is that Egyptian king with the high voice.
Yeah, I think so. That's,
Yeah.
That wasn't funny, was it?
no, not really.
Give you a courtesy laugh.
Thank you.
In the early days of Big Idea, because we were all so poor, I was working a lot of freelance. And when you work freelance, you have to pay your full Social Security contribution, which I would always forget about from one year to the next. So this particular year, I had a huge tax bill, and I was a little sore at the IRS. So this was my little passive-aggressive way of getting back at Uncle Sam.
Needless to say, the revenue from this video helped bail Mike out of jail, which, made the next video all the stronger. He was able to contribute once again. I remember when David was recording this, I was driving down the Eisenhower Expressway in my car, and he called me on my cell phone to let me hear the tracks going down.
Yep.
So I was in my car on a cell phone listening to brass playing in Nashville. That was odd. I really didn't feel like I could make any qualitative judgments about it.
Can you take up the saxophone in
Yeah,
that
it
shot?
sounds a little bass heavy on this quarter-inch speaker. Now, I don't know if you know this story, but the 3 girls in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, who sang, in the hedges on the highways.
Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you
I'm
that
just
story?
telling the story. I don't care who told
Well, you
me.
said, I don't know if you know this or not.
I don't know.
I know
don't
it because I told you.
I don't know that you told me. I don't know that. Anyway, the three girls in Oh Brother Where Art Thou that sing that little song actually auditioned for the Coen brothers singing this song.
Yep,
Singing
yep.
our song. That's the story.
Yep. See, I found that
Did you know
online
that?
and I sent it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you lie.
I do not lie.
This is kind of ironic. Oh, see, camels. The camels. See, turn every gag into a running joke.
Yep.
Anything's funnier if it comes up again, except for dinner.
I was going to say lunch. Oh, remember this?
Yes.
We didn't have time to render
We didn't
that,
have time
so we
to
did
finish the show, basically.
So let's use some quick cuts instead of a pull-out.
So we got to the end, and we run out of time, we run out of money, we'd run out of everything. And so I just came up with that. I think I animated that little loop there, although maybe Ron Smith did it, so I'm not going to take credit for it. And then pulled out and said, okay, I guess this is, I guess the film's over. I guess that's it. Have George smile and twinkle his tooth, and then let's get out of here. Because it has to ship the day after tomorrow.
Oh, here's another render savings. Split Bob and Larry up and have them talk to each other.
And never
So-
show Larry. See, some directors would have said, okay, let's cut to the cucumber.
That's right.
Now. So this is the moment when people start to figure out which story we're actually telling. It has been interesting to see how many people never figured it out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't name any names, but a few of them work here at Big Idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who is that man?
Well.
Tell me.
This ended up in the greatest heroes of the Bible, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
The trilogy? I think it
Did
did.
it?
The two trilogies? Yeah, I think
What
it
did
did.
we call it? How did we tell them that it was biblical?
I can't remember.
In my dungeon.
Can't remember. I think, it can safely be called the retelling of David and Bathsheba, I think.
But people freak out.
You think so?
Are you
Yeah.
crazy? You can't do that. He's pretty good at assessing the obvious. Wouldn't
That's
you
right.
say?
Got to make sure the kids know exactly what's happening.
Oh, that was the first time a veggie, when he laughed there, it was the first time a veggie had shoulders.
Yeah, I think that was Ron
Smith animated that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I watched it, and I was in awe. I was in awe of him that he successfully gave a veggie shoulders. Now watch how fast he opens this package. The package. Oh, yay! Look at that! It's open, and there was a bear in it.
Yeah.
And don't make the bear move because it doesn't hold up very well.
Kurt did a really, really nice job making some new music for it. It's got a nice Charlie Brown groove to it.
Yeah, you had Attack of the Bumblebee, or Flight of the Bumblebee. Attack of the Bumblebee. I am the killer bumblebee. Oh, now this is funny. I like this pumpkin
Yeah,
gag.
and how is this pumpkin? Even one of my kids even pointed out.
Yeah.
Now, why is that pumpkin not alive?
Well, we've had non-animated veggies in VeggieTales before, so
We have?
there's precedent. The coconuts in the
They
Larry's
had
Lagoon.
faces on them. Oh no, well the ones that sang.
The ones that sang, yeah, but the one that Dad Asparagus put in the
Right,
catapult
you're
launcher,
right.
yeah, those were just painted on.
We are so
coconuts.
inconsistent. What rules? We don't need no stinking rules. When Lunt is in the scene, writing just becomes easier. It's like it's like if you've got Robin Williams that's going to come in to do a character, you're going to get stuff that's better than you could write.
When you're writing a scene, do you ever just go, and then I'll say something funny?
But it was all written out. But
Yes, it was.
It was just that when Lunt walks into the room, even metaphorically, his lines are funnier.
So it's like Robin Williams writing for himself, but he still has to write the script ahead of time.
It's very hard to explain. I have a little Lunt-shaped person inside of me, and when he is allowed to speak, it's
Things
easy.
happen.
It's funny.
Funny happens.
Yeah, and I have a little Bob-shaped person inside of me, and when he speaks, it's not as funny. See, the rumor has spread so far that he can't get any help. So that's how dangerous rumors are. He can't get help. He needs help. He can't get help because the rumor has undermined his credibility. See, kids, you need to avoid spreading rumors because you never know when you're going to need the police to believe you that your friend is battling a giant weed in the sewer system, and they're not going to believe you because they heard you were a robot,
That's a solid piece of advice,
a dangerous
right there.
robot.
That's right.
You're connected. See, double meaning. There are so many double meanings in this. It's just.
If you do say so yourself.
I've forgotten
forgotten about all this.
Yeah, it's
This is
a nice
a good show.
Yeah, see, especially after watching "Where's God" when He wants me to forgive them and I'm scared. I don't know what that was.
Where's God when we don't have the time or money to make another show? I think that was the name of that show. I remember working out the kinks of this shot because it is such a big camera move.
I remember you doing this actually, because you actually animated this, right? And you were up for days doing this.
Well, it wouldn't render. It wouldn't render right. It was all messed up. See, there was actually a little glitch there, and then I had to match through to that. What a nightmare! Oh, and the shadow was frozen on the wall. Did you see that there?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
That's all right.
Well.
That's okay.
Yeah, we didn't have a continuity department back then.
I don't think we even knew about continuity back then. Sort of on the job training.
Oh, look, he learned a valuable lesson, and no parent was involved. How did it happen? Strangers came through my window, Dad, and took me away and taught me the moral you'd been trying to teach me all along, and I believe them because they're strangers. Whoops. Oh, well, some of your lessons, or inadvertent lessons, are not what you would intend.
I think you need a nap.
Boy, there sure are a lot more names in the credits than in David the Giant Pickle.
Yep.
Information Technica.
That's why we put it in English too.
Man, we can do a lot more commentary under the credits of the newer shows than of the older shows.
And then I had the original artwork. I think it was the Penguin, version of the book, Madame Bovary, and it had a real simple, picture on it of sort of a living room. Really, it was just a couch and a wall. And
That's
just
the
had a
cover of
really
the
cool
book?
look. Yeah, on the cover of the book.
A couch and a wall.
Couch and a wall. Yeah, it was very.
And it made you buy it?
It was very lonely. No, I read it in class. It was required reading.
Okay, well you can put anything on the cover if it's required reading.
That's right.
See, but these days there would need to be a gun and a lady.
Right.
Otherwise nobody will
Something-
buy it.
That's right.
Forget
Something
it.
more enticing.
Couches do not sell novels anymore.
No.
It was a simpler time back in France.
Oh, look, it is a couch. I must read it. But
It's so edgy. Whoa, this is exciting. Isn't it? A lot more exciting than standing around in Junior's bedroom and Where's God When I'm Scared. For
I love the
climax.
donut that comes bouncing
Oh
out.
yeah, I love that. It's a little smoking donut. Did it have a smoke trail?
It was fresh out of the oven.
It's a hot one. And she comes out, and the score swells, and it's so Disney-rific.
Disney-rific, and if we could just keep
epic.
this scene from buzzing, it would work well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of buzz in here. Wait till we turn the corner, then it's just gonna get crazy.
Ouch. But then look, she gives this look to the camera.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Oh man, it just gets you right there.
And then it starts to Yeah, that's all right.
It's electric.
And then it gets back, so you can't really tell too much.
The foliage is a little thin.
Yeah, it looked
That's
better at night.
expensive stuff. Foliage is expensive stuff.
It was mostly designed for nighttime scenes.
Oh
so.
look, and that's the end.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good, you know.
I don't
I
think that was a pretty good
the
job.
Critics were wrong. I think they were wrong about this one.
Bad critics.
Here comes funniest joke.
Yeah.
Ready?
But they won't let me eat 'em. Children's film.
I don't think that's that funny.
Kills me. I love that.
Oh, the director doesn't think that's funny. If you think
Oh
that
my
joke is
gosh.
funny, send an email to
Send an
Brian
email.
Roberts, bigidea.com.
No, that's not it.
Tell him he's full of hooey.
That's
What?
my old address.
what-
I changed
what
my
sh-
address because I got too much spam.
Well, don't
Oh,
go give
see,
that out.
that's
Boiled
you sent
spam.
him too many
Hey,
emails.
there's our meter.
You know, this is the last show I did sound effects on.
Really?
Yep.
You did a
yep.
nice. Those were nice. I hear birds chirping.
Oh yeah, it
those
had
were
some
nice.
birds in there. Yep.
Was that your idea?
Yeah, I think so. Well, if you're outside, you got to hear birds, even when you're in the desert. That's a rule of sound effects. At least
Right.
that was my rule of sound effects.
That was a good rule. I like that rule. It's a good rule, but this is bigger than rules.
Oh, and the voice of the computer here, we didn't give the credits. That's Lisa Vischer. The voice of Junior is also the one that rattles off all the toast. Actually, my wife actually auditioned for it and did a splendid job.
Splendid.
But then Lisa came in and read it and did an incredible job. So I had to go home that night.
Splendid was trapped by incredible.
Yeah.
Now, this chewing technology was new at the time, too.
Yeah.
We thought, hey, let's just stick orbs on their cheeks and wiggle them.
Basically wiggling shiny balls on their cheeks.
Hey.
Pixar was actually so impressed with this shot that they called us and asked, how did you do those cheeks? And we said, we're sorry, we can't tell you.
Top secret.
Top secret. course, they stole the idea. I'm sure it came up in Toy Story somewhere. So this was actually the year that Toy Story came out, and probably came out at about the same time.
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, it is.
Technically. What 9 people can do in a smelly screw plant as opposed to 180 people in a well-funded studio.
It was very interesting and exciting directing the show for me, because I worked on the Ballad of Little Joe, but just as a line artist, or just a rank and file artist, and those were interesting times for the company, and we didn't really know where we were going to be. I remember some really specific feelings during that production of this could be the last one that I work on.
Right.
And certainly for a lot of people it was.
Yeah.
But then coming back now, directing a sequel to Little Joe, working with some of the assets from it, reusing parts, reusing characters, trying to make it look like Little Joe and live up to how great Little Joe was. It's been a really great experience for me, and emotional at times even, and very poignant. Working on the show as a director, and then now seeing it finished. I'm very proud of it. When I read the script, I knew that it was going to be a great show. And when I was asked to direct it after I read the script, I was really thrilled and knew that as long as I could live up to what you had in the script, my job was just to not screw it up.